I'd like to go over some of the main topics in the adaptive leadership reading with you due to their significance in your overall performance in groups. Once I incorporated these topics in the class, I saw a significant rise in students' performances, so I encourage you to study and practice these concepts closely. Adaptive leadership is a topic that was invented at Harvard in the Kennedy School of Government. It's one that has been applied on a global level. In fact, Dr. Hugh O'Doherty, one of the instructors teaching the course at Harvard, who helped me design a process to teaching these concepts to you, was a critical ingredient to maintaining peace in Ireland in the late 1980s, solely based on the topics he learned from Ronald Heifetz, the founder of adaptive leadership. You'll find the orienting concepts in your readings, and I'd like you to read them carefully, but I'll give you a general overview. First, I'd like you to think about the purpose for taking this course. A series of questions that I have asked previous students produced many ideas, but united the students on the fact that their driving force behind pulling through the project together is that they all wanted to get an A. Although this isn't what a teacher typically wants to hear, finding that purpose is something that made me happy. The purpose became the driving force that gives meaning to that group's activities. I encourage you to have a conversation about purpose with your teams early on to discuss what it is that you align on. What is your common goal? You need to be comfortable with uncertainty and take it upon yourselves to creatively look for solutions to problems using Google or the library. It is your responsibility to help your team succeed. Next, I'd like you to think about the difference between authority and leader. What is the difference between an authority figure and a leader? I typically receive responses such as a leader leads from the front while an authority figure isolates themselves behind the desk, or other ideas of that sort. In this framework, that's not necessarily the case. Both are essential in an environment. Your team leader may act as an authority figure to maintain direction, protection, order, and be an orienting symbol for the team. But an authority figure isn't always a leader. A leader isn't a formal position. It's a function that anyone can do regardless of their title or status. The idea is that each of you should feel the pressure to assume a leadership role at any given time to help the team get to the agreed upon purpose. Leadership is defined as the activity or process of mobilizing people and groups to do adaptive work. It's also defined as getting people to confront and deal with problematic realities on behalf of improving and generating progress. These are powerful definitions that I'd like you to think about. Adaptive leadership is a framework that helps individuals and organizations adapt and thrive in challenging environments. It's being able to take on the gradual but meaningful process of change. It's vital in this class simply because you will be challenged to complete a virtual group assignment as you learn about new concepts. I'd like you to pause this video in a second and write down what you feel the purpose of your group is. Why are you in this class? And what's your role as a group? How you can contribute to your group? And how you can best communicate your abilities to your team members. Pause now. Once you have written these items, think of the significance of the purpose you just outlined, and feel free to rewrite it if necessary. Purpose determines direction. It motivates your team. It provides a template for decision making. It focuses energy and attention and sends out a powerful united message to the client and to the professor. Now, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into some of the concepts of adaptive leadership. One important topic to bring up here is work avoidance. We all do it. At a surface level, it's about playing a video game instead of doing homework. but that's easy to identify. Work avoidance is about justifying other, less important work. It's like reading the next chapter instead of helping the group with a specific task. It's about not prioritizing well and doing what comes easy at the expense of the more difficult and challenging immediate work. Work avoidance has been proven to have many negative consequences because by justifying the work, we typically convince ourselves that we did the right thing and we defend it at many costs. Some side effects include scapegoating others, violating boundaries, domination, attacking others, especially authority, and preoccupation with dependence on authority. Essentially, we slip into a victim mentality and start saying things like, "Well, you never told me it was due." Identifying and understanding this is critical to your team's success and to you as a leader. Another important concept is the concept of the pressure cooker. In a nutshell, adaptive problems require new learning, and new learning requires adding heat to make people uncomfortable. This makes leadership difficult. A leader must always push people out of their comfort zones, and generally, people will always resist and want to go back down into their comfort zones. This tension is a necessary element to doing adaptive work. Now, if you push people too hard, they will get into what Dean Williams calls the danger zone. And your responsibility shifts at that stage. You want to calm them down, you want to bring them back into what's called the learning zone. So the learning zone is the zone that sits between the comfort zone and the danger zone in this framework. It's where you need to challenge your team to be. If someone is too comfortable, work isn't getting done. If someone is too uncomfortable, they typically either fight, freeze, or flee, and work isn't getting done either. Managing that temperature to keep everyone in the learning zone is the responsibility of the leader. This is a very abstract version of the topic, but I encourage you to go through the readings carefully. I also recommend a book by Ronald Heifetz called Leadership Without Easy Answers. The book digs deeper into these concepts. I'm eager to watch you learn and apply these concepts in this class.